So everybody, welcome to the live stream. We have a Laravel Creator Series, and my goal is to start doing these live because it just seems to make sense, and everybody loves live stuff, and we can get questions and all the other things. So with me today is Dan Newns, right? Did I say it
Yeah,
right?
yeah, dudes, yeah. Yep.
Good, good. So Dan, welcome to the show, and if you don't mind, just give everybody a quick introduction.
Thanks for having me. So yeah, my name's Dan. I'm one of the co-founders of Jump24. So we're a Laravel development studio. We've been going for almost 12 years now, I think.
Nice.
And yeah, we've just been using Laravel as our kind of tool. When I started the business, that was the kind of main thing. It was like, we're going to be using Laravel as our day-to-day tool. And yeah, it's kind of progressed from there, really.
Sweet. And as far as like Jump24, do y'all specialize in any one thing or just sort of just an agency for basically anybody that's wanting any work done or
So we've got like projects across like loads of different sectors, but the thing that is the specialty is Laravel for us. So people come to us because of they know they've been told they need to get it built in Laravel, or they've got something already in Laravel and they're a bit stuck. So they come to us for that. But yeah, we work. We've got stuff in like automotive, healthcare. There's just like it's all over the place. But Laravel is the kind of the glue that binds them all.
nice, nice. The catalyst, I guess it's probably not the
Yeah.
right word. So Dad, you have I guess you've been doing this I want to say a year now, but I could be mistaken. But so on I know it started on LinkedIn. You were doing a video every week of like the most popular, not popular, but the things you find most interesting this week in Laravel. Um,
Yeah.
so tell me
Yeah.
about sort of how that got started.
Um, it was just like, I mean, I read a lot during the week, try to keep up because I mean the dev would just move so fast, and lately it's just been going absolutely crazy. So I thought, well, if I find something interesting, it's worth just letting people know about it because there is also a lot of stuff out there that's not necessarily great. So so I decided kind of at the end of the week I'd put like a little top 10 together of like interesting posts, packages, videos that I might have found, and kind of just talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, sweet. I'm gonna share. Let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. And just so people watching can get an idea of what this is. So this is Daniel Newns on LinkedIn. I think you're sharing these everywhere, right? Or it's not just LinkedIn,
Yeah,
or is it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's LinkedIn
I
and,
think
and Twitter, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say I think I first seen it on LinkedIn, but this one was from 4 days ago. He ranks them, and then hey, look, there's my name. Man, thank you for the shout out. And then down here you can watch the video where he goes through all that. So I guess my question too is like, as you're getting into the video production, how are you finding it? Um, you are you able to make these fairly quickly, or is this it's kind of like a long process?
So I one shot these. I say one shot. There's been times where because I thought, right, I'll give it a go. I'll use OBS to do like transitions and stuff like that, different scenes. And so there's been times where with my stream deck where I've pressed the first scene and then I should have pressed the second scene and I've recorded. And basically it's just been the wrong thing, so there's been no sound or something like that. So that's been a couple of times where I've had to do it again. But yeah, most of the time it's just like a one shot. And yeah, I just put it out there. Obviously, I'd love to get a bit more in depth, like like the things that you do with your videos. But I'll be honest, I would struggle trying to kind of like use some of the tools out there. So yeah, right now it's just one shot in.
Yeah, it to me it's wild how like video production is it's just it's so in depth. It's kind of like programming, I guess. There's so many different levels you can get into this stuff, and I feel like an amateur, and I basically am. I just do hard cuts everywhere, and just like, okay, this is good enough. I'm going to publish it because if I try to make it perfect, I'm never going to get it out there because I don't like the way I speak. I don't like the way I talk and look or anything else. So I just publish.
Yeah, exactly. It can be so much effort. I mean, people like Aaron and things like that, the work that they must put into the videos is, I mean, it's beyond me.
Yeah, the and then the other thing is like we I've brought Joseph McDade, who is Jack McDade's brother, I think, in Florida, and he's been helping like edit and stuff. And it's just he can do it so much quicker than I can do it, because I guess because he's got years of practice versus me just trying to like open up CapCut and just trying to do little things here and there. But I really do like the video. How has it been coming across? Is everybody like enjoying the video formats or?
I've had some pretty good feedback. I'll be honest with you. Quite a few comments saying they do enjoy that. It feels a little bit. I mean, I'm able to put a little bit more into it because obviously there's limits with what you can post on. The character limits on LinkedIn and Twitter. So if I can keep keep the video under 10 minutes, but I can then talk a bit more in depth about each one. What I tend to do is I highlight the first 3, and then the next 7 I kind of in the post just put a link to them. But on the video, obviously, I can go into a bit more depth then about each one. So it does kind of gives people a bit more information.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love that you're doing that because I think it's cool. It's like I was trying to think of a good branding for it. It was like This Week in Laravel or Twill or something. And I don't know if you came up with anything cool and exciting for that, but it's kind of neat. Have you tried the like a teleprompter? I don't know if that's sort of outside what you're thinking.
I had one. I had one, and I really couldn't get on with it. It just felt really awkward. Maybe if I'd kept at it and a bit more practice, I probably would have got better at it. But I kind of did one video and I showed it to the team, and they went, "You've got a teleprompter, haven't you? We could tell by the way you read it." I was like, "Yeah, it's okay." Yeah, so yeah, it didn't really work.
Yeah. The cool thing is I did get one of those Elgato prompters. And I tried it in the same way. It just didn't flow and didn't feel natural. So, but the cool thing is it basically can mimic as a screen. So then, like when I'm talking to anybody, I can like move the thing over to there, and then I'm looking right at the camera the whole time, which I do like. The only problem is it's so small that when I move it, I can hardly see. Especially like this little live stream app, I can't see like how to change the the layouts and how to do all this and that because of the small screen. But I feel like in the future we're gonna have some big thing, and then it'll be the computer, the camera will just like come right through it. It'll be kind of awesome. But yeah, it's definitely a cool new world. Or now as far as like work and Laravel stuff, anything that's been exciting you lately? On the Laravel front.
I guess. Well, I mean, it's this kind of big shift to the AI stuff, right? Everything. I mean, it's everywhere. Pretty much my timeline is just taken up by it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Taylor's package and what's coming with that. But I've been having fun, just kind of in the evenings, just using Claude and just building a couple of things just for a bit of fun. And like as I said, like Laravel does make it a lot easier to do some of the stuff. So yeah, I think I've built 2 or 3 little things just for fun. Check them on cloud, and just kind of going to be start using them kind of internally for now.
Yeah, the only one I've used so far is Claude. Like I haven't really like explored all the other things out there, but I am sort of amazed at how bad I can write prompts, and it still kind of does pretty decent. So it's like there is something there, in the future. But that was actually what my question was going to be, is like your workflow. Do you go through like the plan mode and do all that before you tell it to go build stuff, or you just kind of one shot and see how it does?
No, everything's planned. Everything's got to plan everything. Alex is really so Alex, the technical lead at Jump, has really kind of spent a lot of time researching this kind of stuff, and he's putting together a really good like internal document for us to kind of outline how we should be using these tools. So plan mode by default, be as descriptive as I can be, and see what happens. And I guess are y'all embracing, I guess you would be, like the skills files and the agents files, all that type stuff. I feel like I'm such a newbie because like I feel like I can get it working, but like I'm not really in depth like a lot of people are already. So it's like I need that I need to learn more basically and more embrace it more. But yeah, I mean, I'm new to this. I must admit, like it was weird because it was before Christmas, and there was, some of the team were like, hey, we want to try and play around with stuff. Some of the team were like, not at the moment. But after Christmas, we came back and everyone was like, yeah, like I've spent some time off and I've been playing around with it. We're going to use it. So yeah, I've written a skill for like our branding. So like if we're working on a project that is an internal project, we can use the skill and it will then know, like, use our colors, use our logo, this is our font and all that. So when it's building something, it's building it to kind of the things that we want. And Alex has put together a skill this week for GitHub, something that we were doing. I haven't had quite look at it yet, but he's been working on a few things as he's putting together this kind of internal document for us.
Sweet. Yeah. Speaking of like the Christmas break too, like even like on the Laravel news side, as soon as, hold on, my kids are calling me for some reason. It's like I have it set to where they can bypass the do not disturb because it's it's family and they never call me for anything. Than the one time. But no, I was going to say, since the Christmas break, even on the Laravel news side, it's like everything is just AI that we're covering now. It's like everybody took the break and it's like, oh, we're going headfirst into AI in the 2026. I think it's awesome, seeing all this come through.
Yeah, I mean, Povlas is doing a great job with his AI coding daily stuff, and he's spending a lot of time kind of using these things and, finding out what's good and bad. So, I kind of look forward to his posts and the stuff he does. But yeah, like my Twitter stream is just full of AI this, AI that, this, it's crazy.
Yes. I do want to apologize. Now my dog is barking. So it's like today is just everything is going on my end and it's terrible. So if y'all are hearing the dog bark, I am sorry. So travel wise, I know you're going to EU, right? But not India, I think.
No. So not going to India. I'm going to EU. Sadly, we're not going to go to the US this year. But yeah, we're going to be at Laravel Live UK as well.
Sweet. Yeah, that's coming up too. I know John sent me a thing saying I think tickets are on sale now, if I'm not mistaken. I need to actually get back to him. I've been slack on my email checking lately. But yeah, so Laravel Live UK is awesome conference to go to. If you've never been, you live in the area, go to that one for sure. Laracon EU, I've actually never been, so this is gonna be my first time going to that event. So I'm quite excited to go do that. And that's coming up. EU is the end of February, and I think London is just after that, if I'm not mistaken, in March.
I think it's July. It is actually. Okay. London, yeah, so it's a bit away. Just remember when you come to the EU to bring something warm, obviously.
Yes, man, it's crazy. Like speaking of weather, like it's not usually cold where I live, and then we had this huge snowstorm come through, and we've had ice. Like the whole driveway is ice right now, and I went out and was trying to, because the kids wanted to go somewhere, so we're got the ice scraper trying to get the ice off the cars, and one of the kids fell down today. It was like just a disaster. We don't do well with cold ice down here in the southern United States. Like everything just shuts down. Like nothing was open yesterday, and today's stuff's starting to come back open.
Kind of like to be honest with you, we seem to never be prepared. They know it's coming, but like yeah.
Well, I was going to ask this just personally: does it snows a lot in London, or does it not really? It's just cold all the time.
Not massively. I mean, we had some big snow this year, earlier on this year, but I mean, we probably around this time we get something, and it's been a bit more regular, like yearly. But I remember when I was a kid, it wasn't as common as it is now. I mean, that was a long time ago as well, but yeah, so yeah, we do get it. It's not as bad as some of the stuff I've seen with in America, but it was bad this time, and it did basically grind everything to a halt.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. We'll do lightning questions. These are things I've been asking at conferences and everything else. So we'll just get your reactions. Code editor.
PHP Storm.
PHP Storm. Are you doing the AI inside there, or using terminal Claude?
So I was, and then I had that problem that you had with the flickering. The big flickering. So yeah, I moved away from that. I know that I think they fixed that in a recent update, but I'm using Ghosty, is it the
Oh
Ghosty
yeah,
app
yeah.
terminal? So I've been using that for the AI
Nice.
stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I'm still in the old school iTerm 2 or something like that. It's like it's been around forever, and I just am lazy because my my app launcher. I'm just so used to typing in iTerm, I can never type in the ghosty, and I was like, well, I'll just keep using this. Let's see. Your what's your favorite Laravel feature? Like Eloquent, Blade, something like that.
That's a good question. Let me think. I an odd one, I guess. Well, middleware for me.
Middleware.
Yeah, particularly some of the things that you can do, like like the terminal middleware, things like like being able to handle things like we're kind of working through something right now where we have to start kind of logging all the requests because it's a third party. We're getting data from a third party, and sometimes they're saying they're sending stuff and things like that. So we're going to start for a period of time logging everything so that we can cross-reference and make sure. So we're creating a table and then kind of doing it all in the middleware. So at the end, whenever they've sent the response back, we're doing that so it's not kind of impacting the flow of things. I think they're really useful things. Really useful, and I like the way that it kind of separates everything. So like again, the separation of concerns. So you can put things into these middleware specific things to happen. I use them quite a lot for things.
Nice, nice. And to piggyback on Laravel, version did you start with? Do you remember?
I think it was 4.2 because Phil Sturgeon, he was tweeting about it. I think he had like an early access to the beta version, and he was tweeting about it.
Nice.
And it got me intrigued, and then it was released, and I was like, oh yeah, this is really nice.
Yeah, it's funny because Phil was around. Like I came on board from CodeIgniter, and he was big in the CodeIgniter community, and then like I haven't heard from him much in the last, I don't know, 5 years or so. I'm gonna have to see what he's been up to, if he's still being a developer or if he's still doing. Because I remember at one point he was doing like forestry stuff or wood or tree farming
Yeah,
or something like that. So
he's still doing that. He's still doing some development, like API stuff, but most of his stuff is, I think it's called Project Earth, I think his thing is. So he does a lot of that, like planting trees, but he also does a lot of getting rid of invasive species. So rhododendron, I think it is. That's like a big one here in the UK that shouldn't be here. So he goes around sites and spends days just getting rid of it all.
nice.
So yeah.
That's cool. We have a thing called kudzu here in the United States that they brought in from. I can't remember the whole story, but it was supposed to help with erosion. And it's like this plant that just grows wild everywhere. As soon as it's planted, it just takes over. And so now it's like anything that's it touches is basically turns into a kudzu field. And so it's like an invasive species they purposely brought over, and now we can't get rid of it. And it was one of those decisions 100 years ago that was ended up being terrible.
Yeah.
So Laravel next 5-10 years, where do you see like PHP going or Laravel going, or just the sort of our industry as a whole? Do you think AI is going to take over and none of us are going to code anymore, or what?
I mean, I think we're still so. I think you're going to find difficulty with junior roles. I think potentially there could be difficulty. Like, why would people want to learn how to code when they can just do things in AI? But I do think that like senior level roles and things like that, learning more about architecture, like how we should be doing things, that kind of the higher level stuff, I think is going to be really important, because then you could build those plans with those thoughts in mind and get the AI to kind of build that stuff out for you, and then of course your main task is then to review that code and make sure everything's right. So we might not be writing as much code, but we will still be doing things in code. So code reviews, thinking about like the architecture of an application is going to become, like I said, much more important. And where I kind of see things going, well, I think like tools like Cloud. I mean, that's just going to get bigger and bigger. The more things that they kind of add on to that, the more it kind of opens up. I think it's going to be, a huge thing for them.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think PHP itself is just going to get a lot better. We've seen the shift over the last couple of years with better types. All these little features that we're getting added in kind of every version. I do think it's going to keep on this roll, and it's not going to be that. I mean, I don't like saying it, but like the words, the thing that everyone says, PHP is dead. I think that's going to be flipped on its head, and there's going to be a kind of another phrase for that. It is an amazing language in like 5 years' time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's so funny you were talking about like the types and everything, and I'm always, I got started with like PHP 4, I think, before they even have like classes or anything, and like so I'm like the old school PHP guy, and like I was always against the types. I'm like, oh, it's so ugly, I hate them. But now the AI's here, it's like, this is brilliant. This was, very forward thinking of the team back then to make it easy for all these agents to create stuff that actually, what's going in there. But it's sort of funny how you got to change, you got to roll with the future and can't get left behind.
Yeah, that's it. You can't. You got to embrace it. I mean, like you said, when again, I started in PHP 4, I think, and none of this stuff was there. Like I love types, like tools like PHP Stan, it's so good for, chuck that on your application, make sure that those things are passing, can spot so many errors for you before you kind of go out to production. I think they make your code base a lot safer.
Yes, for sure. And two, just PHP as a whole, like I do remember back at the 4.3 days, like just testing was so hard back then. And then now we've got all these tools, like it's just, the whole ecosystem is just so much better, than it was 20 years ago, aging myself.
100%.
All right. We have, let's see, we'll say we got Lynn Woodward. Oh, baby, another live stream. That's right, Lynn. And we have, I'll never say this right, Levin Thane. Hello.
I think so, yeah.
And then we have this guy, Henry. Eric, what are we learning today? We are having fun today. We came in with this with zero plan, and we're testing the live stream, and we figured why not have a conversation. And Dan graciously said he would come on, so that was great. Let's see, we're running up on 25 minutes. I know you said you had 30 minutes, so if you have nothing else, oh wait, I hit the wrong. Let me go back here. So we're playing with things. All right, we do have one question, and then we can. In AI, we kind of answered that, I think. In the AI era, where does PHP stand? Do you want to try to answer that, I feel like we sort of talked about that, but we can try to answer directly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it still feels early days for like in-app kind of usage of AI. I mean, you've got tools like Prism, which is absolutely superb, and Taylor's package is coming out now. I guess the difficulties that we've got are things like streaming that data and things like that, for long responses, that asynchronous sometimes you might want. So it's kind of like little workarounds for that kind of thing. Whereas I guess some of those other languages are built to be kind of that asynchronous back and forth, where they're a bit better, kind of further along in the kind of AI space. I mean, that's why if anyone I speak to about it, it's always kind of PHP is never the language that they mention when they're developing stuff in AI. So I mean, I'm hoping, like I said, with these things coming out, with the enhancements being made, particularly like I said, I know, say it again, Taylor's package, but I think the way that that's going to be, you're going to be able to use that within the framework, I think is going to really help kind of hopefully explode that usage.
Yes, and For those listening that don't know, Taylor is been working on a new AI package that he's going to. The last I heard, he's demoing it in Laracon India, and I think he's going to release it in Laracon EU, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong on the dates, so don't hold me to those. But I know it is coming, and I know he's kind of like leaked a few things out here and there. But I think it's going to be. Usually, everything he comes up with is pretty awesome. So it's like I have full confidence it's going to be cool, and we're going to like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. I was gonna see if we can show like how many people are watching us, but I can't find out. That's the only thing with these things is like you gotta yeah. No, that's not what I want. Okay. Well, let's see. People chat. All right. Well, I think we can end this. Unless you want to chat about anything else.
I was just going to say, have you? I guess with the snow, you've not been able to go out and play golf.
No, so yes, so I'm going. I think I told you in Telegram that we're going on a golf trip tomorrow through Sunday, and it's down to it's called Kiowa. It's like an ocean resort. They actually have a PGA Tour event down there once a year, so it's like a pristine place. And it's supposed to be super nice. But Saturday, the high temperature is just above freezing, and it's going to be windy. So the feels like is like in Fahrenheit, the feels like is like 14. So I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's cold.
Yeah.
And then Sunday it's going to be the same, and it's going to be windy again, and you're on the ocean, so it's just going to be miserable. Like this is the one time I've not been looking forward to going to play golf. But we're going with a lot of cool guys, so just hanging out and doing all that should be fun.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume it's the same way for you though, right? No golf for a while, not until probably March.
Yeah.
April.
I mean, my course is closed today, so couldn't go today. It's been closed most of the last 2 weeks, to be honest with you, with everything going on. So yeah, I've not been out since November. That's bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You have to get one of those indoor simulators and start put one in the garage or somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We got. Oh wait, let's Lionel. Greetings from Peru. Awesome. This is fun. I like the live chat. Like to me, it makes it more fun than just a normal conversation. Although it's probably like as a watcher, it's probably not as fun because it's like it's more random. I don't know. We'll see. We'll dial this in. We're gonna have it. We'll have it, and then we'll have you back on, and we'll talk about whatever you're working on in the future. And I was gonna say Laracon EU, I will be there, so we'll definitely get together and have do a video, do an interview or something, and talk all about everything. But if that's all, I will let you jump back to life. I know you got kids running around.
Awesome. Thanks very much.
All right. Thank you, Dad.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Let me stop that. And